A ton of you have probably clicked on this video thinking which creature could be designated as Ark's best creature. And to give you a bit of a hint, this guy's been in the game for 8 years. It's a herbivorous tame, and it's territorial, and it's a theropod, even though it's herbivorous. You probably guessed it, it's the Therizinosaur. It's the most underrated tame ever. This dude is usually used for farming, excluding the Ark connoisseurs who know all the tips and tricks, and to those people, this video will not be as useful. But you might have seen the Theri in boss fights in certain videos. Truth be told, these guys can easily outclass any conventional boss fighting creature, aside from the shadow mains or like any busted modded creatures. So yeah, these guys are genuinely really strong. I'm gonna interrupt this video slightly by saying that if you do find this video enjoyable, please do hit the like and subscribe, as it helps my channel grow, and it's super nice having extra people in my community. That's all. I'm not gonna hold you up for much longer. Thank you. The Theri, yes, I'm going to abbreviate it. I'm just not about to say Therizinosaurus every 9 seconds. The Theri's base stats are slightly lower than a Rex's, but slightly higher than a Spinos. Essentially, it's a mid-tier creature just by its stats alone. The 870 base HP seems pretty low, but as you'll come to see, it's all but low when used correctly. The Theri, in addition, can also break thatch, wood, adobe, and stone. A Rex, for example, can only break thatch and wood, same with the Spino, and obviously adobe, but yeah. Baseline and overall, this guy's pretty solid. Regardless, let's move on to the fun part of this video. What makes this guy such a strong creature? Well, the Theri is different compared to conventional boss fighting creatures in that it can harvest resources extremely well. It can harvest quite literally everything and is good at most resources. I assume most people are aware of the Theri being very good at farming, as that's what it's most used for. Here's a small table of how efficient it is. Now, moving on to this man's hidden prowess, considering its DPS is similar to a Rex, its HP is slightly lower baseline. It's a very fair matchup, but the Theri, being a herbivore, has the ability to eat those sweet vegetable cakes, regenerating its HP and being an idle buff to its health. Pairing this with wyvern milk will make this creature by far the best for fighting the dragon. Regardless, the vegetable cake buff would put it up to par with the Rex in other boss fights. The Theri, comparatively to the Rex, is also much smaller, meaning it's more cave accessible. Its turning radius also benefits a ton from the fact that it's much smaller. Its attack speed is also much higher than a Rex, but who's surprised it doesn't have the highest attack speed? Overall, this guy gets its strength from being able to harvest the resources. Its high DPS, its consumable buffs, which include the wyvern milk and the vegetable cake, and its higher HP than even a Spino. Now, what makes this guy overpowered is, again, I'm gonna have to bring up the fact it's ridiculously good at harvesting stuff. I'm again gonna pop down the chart or whatever. Something that I have not gone over is the fact that this guy can actually inflict Torpor. Its right click, the claws, the tickle move, will inflict 50% Torpor damage compared to the Torpor of the creature. Example being, if you hit an Anki for 100 damage, 50 Torpor will be applied. Now this won't be of use against many creatures, as their Torpor is similar to their health, meaning that you will kill them before you knock them out. It could be useful against tamed creatures, where this value doesn't apply though. Its C move, the bite, which you use for like harvesting berries and stuff, has the same values. Difference is it actually does damage compared to the tickle, because the tickle is like 5% of the base damage of like left mouse, I think. The torpor this guy can do is also really useful if you're fighting a mounted player, considering it's shared, and the Therizino doesn't care if you are mounted. It will hit you off with a headbutt. You can instantly knock out the player, knocking them off their mount and immobilizing the tame if it's not set to aggressive or neutral. A lot of this is repeating what I said prior, but the sweet vegetable cake helps us do a ton. The max regen health over like 30 seconds with the cakes is 2100 and minimum is like 500. In case you're confused and think it'll magically heal the dude up to full HP, it won't. It's similar to the medical brews, just cake. Moving back to the harvester set, it being a harvesting creature also gives it level ups. Quick briefing about this: power is how much you harvest in total, so how much wood you get from a tree. Delicate is the amount of secondary stuff harvested, so silk, silica, just non-node items, right? Just berries and stuff, I think, also fall under this. Its DPS is incredibly good. Again, I'm repeating myself, yada yada yada. Its DPS is similar to a Rex or Spino, if not higher. Another fun thing about it is it can pierce armor, meaning that your beautiful Ascendant Flax set will get completely touched. So yeah, keep that in mind if you don't want your set to magically fade into nothingness. Now this part is where this guy really stands out. One of the most beautiful things about a Therizino is the fact, or Theri, is the fact that compared to a Rex, it has very low Torpor, taking only about half of the required tranks that a Rex would. Again, it being a KO tame makes it really easy to do, as you can simply trap it and shoot it in the head. On ASC, obviously a net gun is the best option for trapping it. On ASA, it's a bit harder but still feasible. What I've found out is setting up 2/3 of the trap, luring it in, and having it walk into a bear trap, then finishing up the trap. ASA's new pathfinding makes it slightly more difficult, but it's not that bad. Pretty sure you can also just use metal billboards and make it more resource efficient, but I digress. It being a herbivore also means you have to have berries on hand. Be wary that it is territorial, and as mentioned before, your beautiful flag set will get fingered, or rather tickled. It loves exceptional kibble, so preferably use that, but crops and major berries work well too. Overall, a really easy tame for the punch it packs. These are my personal thoughts, so you can skip over this if you don't really care, but I personally always tame one purely for the resources. Since I've been digging into the theory a bit more, I came to realize that this guy is genuinely stupidly strong. I've grown to love this feathery little dude so much more thanks to these people. Genuinely thank you so much for constructive criticism on the Rex video, as I helped format this video a lot better. Again, as always, if you liked the video, hit the like and the subscribe buttons. If you think I missed something, for sure let me know in the comments. Regardless of any of that, thank you guys a ton. I love you. Bye. Rex signing off for a bit, and I'll see you in the next one. If you want to see more content, click the right or left video and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.